Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this. Hello everyone, this is Modeling with Variety, and today we're taking a look at the MC model GUNDOOM Penelope, the first Penelope Gundam model kit, pre-BANDAI, to see if it's still worth hunting down today, or if we should just cast it out to the sea. Let's take a look. Since the box is absolutely massive, well, for me at least, I didn't film the unboxing this time. I just took photos instead. The box is 57.5 by 32 by 30 centimeters. About half the size of an HGUC Neo Xeon box, which is wild considering that this is still a 1:1 44th scale model kit. This mobile suit is roughly twice the size of an 18-meter tall MS. So yeah, that's why the box is so massive. You'll see later. From what I understand, both this Penelope and the Cassie are based on the Katoki versions and not the later movie redesigns or even the older versions of the Penelope. But honestly though, not much change between the Ka version, the movie version, and the older design of the Penelope. But visually, the movie version and the old version are more chunky, but while this version, is more lanky and elongated. This kit came around the time One Punch Man Season 1 was still airing. There was also this fan animated opening for the Hathaway light novel that used Unripe Hero from Blast Rider. And that was actually my introduction to both the Cassie and the Penelope. So yeah, at the time, this thing was kind of a big deal. Same era as Dragon Momoko's Testament and Outframe. As for the price, how much did I pay? About $50 total for both the Cassie and Penelope. This was a long time ago and I've been saving this kit for a special occasion. Originally, that was supposed to be the first Hathaway movie. But back then, I just wasn't in the position to review the Cassie. Even now, honestly, it's still kind of a struggle. But I wanted to finally make this happen since real life stuff is about to take priority again for a while. Plastic-wise, it's pretty standard for a bootleg kit. Although, not pretty standard, it's PS plastic, not ABS. So plastic cement works on it just fine. Minor spoiler, I did break the fin on the swan head, but I glued it back on using Tamiya cement. You'll see that later. With that said, let's get it built up and see how it looks. It's really big and really spiky. Also, I kind of forgot how to do this. Okay. Proportion-wise, this thing is very Katoki coded. Big meatball torso, tiny waist, and very long legs. It feels closer to the Gundam fixed figuration proportions than the older and the newer movie redesigns that are chunkier. There are also some panel line details reminiscent of the original designs, like the hex patterns on the side of the leg thrusters and the chest section of the Minovsky craft armor. Those are actually pretty neat. What's not neat are the visible seam lines. You see them on the arms, thighs, and weapons. Very old school HGUC placement. It really shows that this is an older generation product, especially when you compare it to the modern Bandai releases and their plastic engineering magic. That said, the Penelope armor is so bulky and layered that a lot of these seam lines are being end up being covered by the sheer volume of the parts. The build experience itself was decent, but maybe that's because of this building trick I learned for making things easier to take apart after dry fitting the parts. Instead of cutting the male peg to make it easier to remove, cut the female peg wider so that the part glides in more smoothly. So I don't remember any major issues aside from the feet and ankles being weak as hell and the fin above the swan head being extremely fragile. The only other problem is the bending on the rear fins. I honestly can't tell if that was my fault or if it came out like that out of the box. Because of real life stuff, I had to downsize my backlog and repack everything into smaller bags. The runners had to go. And yeah, I probably didn't store those parts properly. At least nothing happened, and warp fins can be fixed with heat. You may have also noticed that I didn't put any stickers on it. Not even the eyes. That's because I kinda misplaced them in my room while getting ready. So, yeah. Along with the water slide decals. As you might expect, playing with this thing isn't exactly fun. The Odysseus inside has about RE1 to 100 level articulation, but once you bolt in all the Minovsky craft parts to form the Penelope, it just turns into a spiky brick. To be fair though, that's pretty accurate. In both Extreme Versus and the movie, the Penelope wasn't doing wild acrobatics. It mostly just hovered menacingly, fired funnel missiles, and used Minovsky craft for big aerial movements. With that said, let's move on to the articulation and accessories. Now, fair warning, this is not a kit that you want to handle a lot. For the articulation showcase, I'm not really moving this full Penelope around, and you might have noticed something weird already. One of the armor parts is gray and has some of the bespoke water slides applied. That's because of two things. First, this thing fell because of the weak ankles, broke the swan fin, and the left leg armor flew off to who knows where while I was recording. Second, I actually have two of these kits. The second one the second one is basically scrap, and I plan to use it as a standalone Odysseus build without the full Penelope armor. That's what I'll be using for the articulation section. Head section. Arm section. Waist section. Leg section. Foot section. Backpack section. Accessories. The arms on the stand are really fragile. I almost broke one. Well, actually broke one while trying to articulate the joints. If it even has those on the joint parts of the stand. There are these hexagonal barrier effect parts that look cool and all, almost like barrier magic. Not really UC accurate for Penelope specifically, but you could interpret them as an artist-style representation of an eye-field deployment, I guess. The beam saber effects are also nice, one jagged and one normal. I didn't show them here, but they can be attached to the arm cannons for beam saber action. There are extra parts such as another style of hands and the Odysseus' back part when the Penelope armor is not in use. And that's about it. Overall, this is a kit that's very much a product of its time. Sure, there were some amazing kits coming out back then like the All HG Project releases, but that doesn't mean that this kit is terrible. It's not bad, it's not great either, it's just... alright. The only thing missing are proper funnel missile effect parts. The Kissy GUNDOOM has some, but only the oversized ones, and only 2 of them, which is kind of a drag. It may be a brick, but what do you expect? Acrobatics? Come on. I just watched the Managing Your Expectations video by Zach Aurelius, or the part of it, and yeah, You really have to know what you're getting into when you're getting a kit like this. It isn't bad, it isn't great, it's just, alright. And that's where the modeler steps in. And that's where you, or in this case, me, steps in. That's where I make it better. Just don't pay over 30 bucks for it though. It ain't worth more than that. Hell, you're gonna pay a lot for shipping because of that giant fucking box. But what do you think? Would you want an articulation video with just the Odysseus? I could make that, but I'd have to mod and tinker with the scrap build to make it more presentable. Leave your comments, questions, or suggestions in the comment section down below. I'll be reading and answering them. Thank you, as always, for watching. I was about to film this thing, right? And I was fixing the feet, okay? So, since this shit's very top heavy, it, like, the whole thing fell. This thing got lost on the other fucking leg. It's a big fuck ass piece. How would I lose it? I can't. It dropped here, and I can't find it. Holy shit!